more pressure on the league. Unrivaled has signed nearly 90% of its 2026 roster. Salaries are going to increase. They're about to give raise the salaries of these players again in this Unrivaled League.
The WNBA is in full-blown panic mode, and it's all because of one player, Caitlin Clark, the rookie sensation who's been breaking records, selling out arenas, and single-handedly bringing women's basketball into the national spotlight, has just been offered a massive, unprecedented deal from the brand new Unrivaled League. And let's be clear, this isn't just any offer. We're talking life-changing money, total creative freedom, and a chance to completely redefine women's pro basketball as we know it.
Can you feel it? Can you feel the panic reverberating throughout the WNBA dump? WNBA players think they have leverage. Key word, think. Now, in their defense, they do have leverage in the short term. The problem is,
if Caitlin says yes, the WNBA's entire business model could collapse overnight. So, what exactly is the Unrivaled League? Why do they want Caitlin Clark so badly? And how did the WNBA even let things get this close to disaster? Buckle up, because this is the most important off-court story in women's basketball history. Reports started swirling late last week. The Unrivaled League, co-founded by basketball stars Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier, had their sights set on Caitlin Clark from the moment she declared for the draft. And now, according to multiple sources, they've made their move. The number floating around, $15 million over 2 years, plus equity stakes in the league, full creative rights over her brand.
Now, I don't know what to believe from financials, but they got a lot of money backing them from TNT Sports and a lot of investors. And word has it that they came within $10 million of breaking even their first season. That's damn sight a lot. That's damn sight a lot better than the WNBA's done ever.
And no restrictions on outside endorsements. To put that in perspective, Caitlin Clark's current WNBA rookie contract pays her $76,535 this season. Even with endorsements from Nike, State Farm, and Gatorade, the basketball salary itself is a fraction of what Unrivaled is dangling in front of her. And it's not just about the money. The offer reportedly includes a flexible schedule, fewer games, less travel, and a season that runs opposite the WNBA's calendar, meaning Caitlin could still technically play in both if she wanted to, for a player who's already set her. Biggest challenge as a pro is balancing rest with year-round basketball. That's a tempting proposition. If you haven't heard of Unrivaled yet, you will soon. It's a new 3-on-3 and 1-on-1 women's basketball league launching next year, designed to flip the traditional pro sports model on its head. Instead of 12-team rosters and grueling travel schedules, Unrivaled will have smaller rosters, shorter, faster games, and big cash prizes.
Unrivaled will forever change the WNBA.
For sure.
And the way that they do business, the way that they treat their players, any agreement going forward. Unrivaled did things that were unprecedented. And I think it showed players their value, and players in that upcoming CBA are going to ask for everything. And I think that they're going to have to make something work if they want to see the product on TV, right?
It's all about highlight culture. Think flashy plays, star power, and broadcast-friendly drama. But here's the kicker. The league is player-owned. That means stars like Stewart, Collier, and potentially Caitlin Clark aren't just employees. They're stakeholders. And for Caitlin, that could be game-changing. Because instead of being told what she can or can't do by league execs, she'd have a seat at the table. In a world where athletes are increasingly entrepreneurs, that's a powerful draw. The WNBA needs Caitlin Clark more than she needs them. Since her arrival, ticket sales have exploded. The Fever went from averaging just over 4,000 fans a game to selling out arenas nationwide. TV ratings up more than 300% in some markets. And every road game the Fever plays feels like a home game for Caitlin. If she leaves, even part-time, the WNBA risks losing the momentum it's built. And here's the uncomfortable truth. They can't match the kind of money Unrivaled is offering. On top of that, the WNBA has been criticized for years over player treatment. Cramped travel, limited marketing support, and a salary cap that lags far behind other pro leagues. Now, Unrivaled is basically saying, we'll fix all of that and pay you like a superstar. That's why the panic is real. The moment the news hit social media, fans went into overdrive. On Twitter, or X, hashtags like LarPay Caitlyn and WNBA Wake-Up started trending. Some fans are demanding the WNBA tear up its pay structure to keep Caitlyn happy. Others are encouraging her to take the deal, saying she's earned the right to control her career. Even big-name analysts have weighed in. Stephen A. Smith said, quote,
As you guys know, negotiations have essentially stalled for a new collective bargaining agreement in the WNBA. For the first time ever, WNBA players think they have leverage. Keyword, think. Now, in their defense, they do have leverage in the short term. The problem is, if this short-term leverage is used and the 2026 WNBA season is canceled, it could have devastating long-term impacts on pretend basketball.
If the WNBA can't figure out how to pay Caitlyn Clark like the star she is, don't be surprised if she takes her talents somewhere else. And I wouldn't blame her one bit. Meanwhile, traditionalists are worried this could fracture women's basketball. They fear Unrivaled will poach too many stars, leaving the WNBA weaker. So far, Caitlyn Clark hasn't publicly addressed the offer. When asked after a recent Fever game, she just said, "I'm focused on winning games right now. Everything else. That's for later." But insiders say her camp is listening closely. And why wouldn't they? This could be the kind of deal that sets a precedent for all women's athletes moving forward. The decision won't just affect Caitlyn's career. It could determine the future structure of women's pro basketball itself. This isn't just about one player or one contract. This is about player empowerment. For decades, women's basketball players have been forced to play overseas in the off-season just to make a living. Leagues like the WNBA simply couldn't or wouldn't pay them enough to focus solely on their domestic careers. The Unrivaled League is promising to change that. Right here in the U.S., if Caitlyn Clark signs on, other stars will follow. And suddenly the WNBA won't be the only show in town. Imagine a scenario where the biggest names split their time, or even switch over entirely. Broadcast rights, sponsorship deals, and fan loyalty could shift overnight. The WNBA has a choice to make, and fast. They can try to negotiate with Caitlyn, maybe even change league rules to boost her pay. Or they can risk losing her, and with her, a huge chunk of their momentum. The next few months are critical. Caitlyn's rookie contract gives the Fever her WNBA rights for 4 years. But the league can't stop her from playing elsewhere in the offseason. And if Unrivaled starts in January, the clock is ticking. This could be the turning point in women's basketball history. If Caitlyn Clark says yes to Unrivaled, nothing will ever be the same. So the question is, will she take the leap? Or will the WNBA find a way to keep its biggest star? Caitlyn Clark isn't just another rookie. She's the most powerful player in women's basketball right now, and she's holding all the cards. The WNBA knows it. Unrivaled knows it. And soon the whole sports world will know it too. If she signs this deal, it's not just a contract. It's a statement. A message that every women's athlete deserves their true value, and that the days of playing for pennies are over. So, what will Caitlyn Clark do? Stay loyal to the WNBA she helped revive? Or join a new league that promises to change the game forever? One thing's for sure. Whatever decision she makes will shake the very foundation of women's basketball. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button. It really helps this channel grow. Drop a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe with the notification bell turned on, so you never miss the next big twist in this WNBA drama. Because trust me, this story is just getting started.